day 18 of backtesting until I'm comfortable. So we'll be backtesting the month of March 2021, and let's dive right into it. So I'm gonna go to the weekly. So as you guys can see, price made a move to the downside, price made a correction, right? Once the correction was complete, market made a move to the downside, and now it looks like we're in another correction, right? So basically there is a possible move to the downside coming, right? There's no guarantee that it will happen. That's just me looking for potential moves in the overall direction of the trend. We are in a downtrend. So I want you guys to look at how this pattern over here ended. You'll see it was pushing higher, however it was not really pushing aggressively, right? It's familiar to this one, but on the lower time frame. It's familiar to this pattern, right? So it's possible that we might see more moves to the downside. So that's just the overall higher time frame pattern that we have. So we're going to go to the lower time frame and see what the market is doing, right? So on the lower time frame, you can see that market has pushed lower, right? So you can see market made an impulse, market made a correction, made another impulse. So it looks like we're making another correction, and once this correction is complete, we'll look for a move to the downside. So that's the bias for this week, possible impulse to the downside. Okay, so basically I'd like to see if price is going to break to the downside. I would like to see this push higher, possibly making something like this, and then I'll look for continuation to the downside. However, this can just break to the downside. Okay. So I would like to see price break this level, and then I'd want to be in the trade. Okay, now I'm getting a better entry. So basically price broke out and now it's pulling back, looking for continuation. It's also possible that this will push higher, making something like this before we continue pushing to the downside. However, I'm interested in the sell. Okay, I'm in the trade. Okay, so I'm not sure if I want to move this to break even. Okay, I'm gonna move it to break even. Okay, I'm out for break even. So this could be a pattern, and we might get a move to the downside. So I would like to see a pullback and then I will enter. Okay, this is definitely part of my plan. I'm looking for this to push lower. But I'm looking for this to come and break this low. Okay, I'm in. This can also just be something like this for more upside, right? We have an impulse, we have a pullback, we have an impulse. This is more of a correction, and then we might get a move to the upside. However, I'm more biased on the sell. Okay, I'm out for a negative 0.12%. So this still does not change my bias. So we're currently within these two levels. This can push lower, however, I don't like how this made a wick. So I would like to see this as a correction and push higher and then look for a push to the downside. However, this can just continue pushing to the downside. But there is no setup for me to enter, so if it does push, I'll let it go without me. Okay, this is a setup. Okay, I'll just slightly have to adjust my stop loss. Okay, I'm in the trade. Okay, I'm out. So this is the correction. Now I would like to see a pullback and then look for continuation. Okay, we're in the second week. So I'm interested in this trade. However, I would like to see this make a move to the upside before I sell. But okay, I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna put a stop order. Once you break this low, I want to be in the trade. My stop loss will be above that top. That's if it breaks aggressively, so we'll see how it develops. Oh, but it's, what time is it? Okay, so it's not in my session, so I cannot take the trade. Okay, we're not in my session. So I'm looking for the push to the downside. Okay, I'm going to take an aggressive entry so that I reduce my risk. Okay, so this is starting to look like it's gonna make a move to the upside like this before we see a sell. We'll see how it plays out. Okay. So this can push lower without making any pullback. So if it does break to the downside, I want to be in the trade. Okay, we're now pushing higher. Okay, let's go to the higher time frame. So this definitely looks like a correction. I would like for this to pull back in order for me to look for a sell. Okay, this is what I want to see. I will look for an entry to the downside. Okay, so price is pushing higher. So I just want to see how it looks like on the higher time frame. So we might see continuation to the upside. However, I'm not really convinced as yet. So we'll see how this develops. Okay, we're now in the third week. So this still looks like a correction. However, I don't like how this pullback is developing. So we might see a push to the upside. I'm not really convinced that this will break. It can break, but it's not a setup that I'd want to take. So this is moving, but it's not really moving how I'd like it to move. This is just going up and down, and we're within this level. So as this stands, I would look for this to break the high, making a much more bigger correction, or should be a confirmation for more moves to the downside. Okay, so this is a pattern that I'm familiar with. So we might get a push. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're now in the 4th week, which is the last so the market overlaps to the other week, so we have 3 more trading days, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then the month ends on the Wednesday. So we'll just take that as the whole week. So this could break to the downside. Something like this. Okay, so now I'm interested. I would want to see this breakthrough to the downside. Okay, now it's currently 4 p.m. I'm just gonna let it go. However, this can push to the downside. I don't like taking trades after the New York Open, but this is possible for it to push to the downside. However, I'm not gonna take the trade. Okay, they broke out. So I'm looking for a push to the downside because this is a pullback. Market made an impulse, and this is another correction. So I'm looking for continuation to the downside. Okay, market pushed higher. Okay, so this is what I want to see. I want to see market pullback in order for me to get an entry. As you guys can see, market has been pushing, but there hasn't been any entries. Some of the entries, okay, this was a potential entry. However, the timing of this was after New York Open, so I'm not really confident in taking trades after New York Open because that would mean I'm gonna have to let them run overnight. So hence I did not take this one. The reason I did not take this one is because I would have liked price to break this high and then I would look for a sell. So if it does not break the high, it leaves room for this to break this low, go back up before we make another move to the downside. So hence I did not take that one. So if this is just a pullback for more downside, we might get a nice move to the downside. However, this could develop into something much more bigger than this. So I'm just going to let it play out. It's fine if it does push lower without me, I will be okay with that. Okay, so now it's pushing higher. Okay, so this is a sell setup. I want to see price break this low and I'll be in the trade. Okay, I'm in the trade. Okay, I think I'm going to move it to break even. Okay, so it came close, but it has not taken me out yet. Okay, I'm out for break even. So this can be developing into a bill correction, possibly retesting these highs, or this is just an ABC for more downside. We'll see how it plays out. Okay, so that's the end of the month of March. Let me just show you guys how I did. So just slightly below -1%. The bias was correct, right? Market was pushing lower this month. However, the entries were not really high probable, and then the ones that I did manage to get, they didn't play out. But yeah, we'll see what the next month brings, and please do leave a like, do subscribe if you like these videos, and see you guys on the next one.